Hello and welcome to Lincoln Christian. We are here for high school basketball. It is the JV game tonight, the very first game of the season for the Lincoln Christian Crusaders after one day of practice in Lancaster County. They were able to start practicing yesterday for the first time, but the Crusaders are going to go ahead and play tonight. We got the girls JV game, and that'll be followed up by the girls varsity game and then the boys varsity game tonight here on the Crusader Sports Network on Strive TV. I'm Keith Miles. I'll be joined tonight by Jeremy Hannes, and we'll come back and have your game in just a bit.
My name is Mrs. Paulson, and I teach 4th grade here at Lincoln Christian School. My favorite season is summer, my favorite holiday is Christmas, and my favorite school supply are flare pins. What I love about 4th grade at Lincoln Christian is the relationships and the conversations that I'm able to have with 4th graders. They're just a little wiser and a little in-depth, and we get to have great conversations about the Bible. I love where they are in the learning process. Sometimes I think there's a little bit of scary in 4th grade math, and I love to take away the scary and replace it with confidence. And I love teaching 4th grade at Lincoln Christian School.
Hi, I'm Zach Kassenbaum, the superintendent at Lincoln Christian School, and just wanted to thank you for joining us and watching us on Strive TV on the Crusader Network and just supporting the Lincoln Christian Crusaders. Thank you.
All right, here we go. We are ready for our first basketball action of the season. Seward had a couple of games last week, but for Lincoln Christian, again, they had 2 games on the schedule, but both were postponed because we hadn't even been able to start practicing until the Lancaster County Health Department gave us the go-ahead. So I've got Jeremy Hannes here with me. And Jeremy, what do you think we're going to see tonight from this JV game for the LCS team that's only really had one official practice under their belts?
Yeah, I think it's going to be, they'll come out a little rusty, but I think they're going to be excited. They've been sitting here for 3 weeks seeing other girls practicing and girls that they know at other schools, and I think they're going to be excited to get out there and maybe force a few things, but I think they'll settle down and hopefully have a good night.
So for the Crusaders, their starters tonight for this JV game: Annie Heiser, Autumn Brester, Ava Schneider, Maddie Harms, and Bree Miller. And it'll be Maddie Harms who will be jumping center to start for the Crusaders, and she'll go up against Jaden Furnow for Seward, and Seward controls the tip, and right off the bat, Seward is into the front court, and that's Anderson with it. And Crusaders look like they're in a man-to-man defense. Number 44, that is King with the ball, and she drives in. Nice move right between the defenders and scores off the glass.
Yeah, we picked them up outside the three-point line, and they got a step on us, and that's part of probably what we'll see a little bit tonight.
And full court pressure put on by Seward. Lincoln Christian into the front court. And here is Harms. She goes up and she banks it in. 2 shots, and both off the glass and in, and we're tied at 2.
It's a nice move by Maddie.
And the Crusaders put on a little bit of pressure. And a 3 ball on the way from King. And Harms with the rebound. And Heiser loses the handle on it and picks it back up. Schneider over in the corner. Inside, and Miller up with the shot. No good. And King again with the ball, and a good defense there by Brester. Knocks it out of her hands, and then off her foot, and a turnover back to LCS.
Yeah, a lot of good active hands by Lincoln Christian and pushing the ball. Really working on getting the ball inside.
And we're going to have a foul as Schneider loses the ball, but before that, a foul call. And looks like that's on number 23. That is Furnow with her first foul, first of the game. Crusaders will inbounds under their own basket. Into Heiser. She tries a 3 from the corner. Short off the front of the iron, and the rebound comes down to King.
Good pressure by Annie. Deny that first pass.
And she creates the turnover, and then Brester lays it in. So quick hands from Heiser with the turnover, and Brester with the basket. Crusaders up by 2. And that's number 12. That is Anderson with it. And she drives, goes up, and she is fouled. She'll be at the free throw line. I think that foul will go on Brester, looks like. Yep. We're saying before the game, before we went on the air, it's a little hard to make sure we get the fouls on the right people when we don't have a PA announcer across the way for us. Anderson makes the first free throw. And we played exactly 2 minutes, and we are tied at 4 here. First quarter JV game between the Crusaders and the Blue Jays, and some pressure by Seward, and it ends up in a foul called on Anderson. Little excuse me foul, but nonetheless a foul. First sub of the game, it'll be for the Crusaders. That's number 25, Katrina Avila is in. And let's see, Brester goes to the bench. And Avila is double teamed down in the corner, but gets it out of there to Schneider. And now Miller, and just off her fingertips out of bounds. And Lincoln Christian will retain possession. King tries for the steal, but can't get it. King's been all over the floor so far.
Yeah, she has. She's been really active. A couple games under their belt.
And finally into Schneider. She goes up, and she is fouled, so Ava Schneider will go to the free throw line.
Looks like that's going to be the second foul on Jaden Furnow for Seward.
3 team fouls on the Blue Jays. And Schneider, nothing but net.
Another sub coming in for Lincoln Christian, Isabel McEwen coming in for Bree Miller. Seward has a couple new girls in there also. I think maybe Sophia Heaston and Taryn Hartman.
And Ava 2 for 2. Nice stroke there. And tell you a little inside story. I was talking to Ava's mom a few weeks ago, and Ava wasn't sure if she was going to come out for basketball, and I think the 3-week hiatus gave her a chance to think about it, and she ended up coming out. So
worked out good for her.
And there's a steal. Heesier goes up, misses a shot. A nice block there by Miller. Ball is on the floor, and looks like we'll have a jump ball. Good hustle there from Avery Lockridge. And it'll stay with LCS. Into Avila, over to Lockridge. Back to Avila, good give and go. Looked like maybe just a little bit too far underneath the basket there.
It looks like we've got a duplicate number for Lincoln Christian, so that's Isabel McEwen.
Oh, okay.
Avery's also number 34, but we'll try to keep that straight.
You're right. I should know that. I watched Isabella play volleyball with my daughter all last year, so I should recognize her. And they finally get it in. Seward, that's number 14, Hartman with it. Now over to Miller. She drives baseline. She's doubled up, gives up her dribble, and she's bailed out by a foul call on the Crusaders. And that'll go on Avila, I believe.
Yeah, I believe that was Katrina's first foul.
2 team fouls on LCS, 3 on Seward. We've played 3 minutes here in the first quarter. Crusaders up by 2.
We've got a loose mask on the floor.
This isn't like football where they have to stop play if your helmet comes off. Huh? And there's a 3-ball. Good shot there from Delaney Anderson.
Seward's got this full court press. We've been doing a little bit ourselves. It'll be interesting to see what our conditioning does by the end of this game and into the varsity game.
And Seward gets a turnover on that one, on the pressure. There's another, oh no, they just call that a 2, or no, they do call it a 3. And that is Miller, so back-to-back threes by Seward. And another steal. So Seward is on a roll. And a missed putback, but Seward tracks down the rebound.
Got a couple tired girls out there, so definitely something we'll be able to keep an eye on. We got a sub heading in here.
And a drive to the basket by Hartman. She's fouled, though.
So that was a foul on Ava Schneider.
So this is Taryn Hartman. She'll shoot free throws for the Blue Jays. You know, when people are shooting free throws, I feel like I'm announcing a golf tournament when you got to kind of speak quietly because it's so quiet while somebody's putting.
Maddie Harms and Ava Schneider out. Autumn Brester back in, and Taylin Hannes is in the game.
And second one rolls out, and Brester with the rebound. 6 in a row for Seward. They've got a 4-point lead. Heesier tries a 3 from the corner. And the rebound goes out of bounds, and it's going to be off Heesier. First of all, 14 Hartman tried for it. She couldn't get it, and then Heesier couldn't get it. So Heesier's tried 2 from the corner, and she's missed them both short, but that must be her favorite place to shoot.
It's her spot. They'll drop. She keeps shooting.
And Seward into the front court. That's Stutzman with it, and out of bounds, and she loses it. Crusaders will take it off the turnover.
Looked like she had the baseline and kind of second-guessed herself and tried to hold up and went off her shoe. We'll take it.
Hannes over to Avila, and bounce pass to McEwen.
Nice pass.
First bucket for Isabel McEwen, and she brings the Crusaders back within 2.
Foul on Autumn Brester. That might be her second.
Yep.
Looks like Maddie Harms is going to come in for her. 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
We got 4 team fouls on LCS. Wide open in the corner. There's Hartman, and she misses everything. Rebound comes down to Hannes. She will bring it up into the front court. Avila inside. Harms up and in.
Maddie posted up. She kept her spot. Got the ball to her. Annie with a hand on the ball, knocks it out of bounds. Girls are starting to settle in.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see as we get into the second half how the conditioning is. Although the girls were able to condition for the last couple of weeks before they could start practice, at least.
Yeah, they were.
Nice bounce pass inside, and Sutzman had good position. And there's going to be a foul on McEwen, I think, 34. Yeah.
I think they could have got McEwen or Hannes on that one.
And back in the corner, Anderson brings it back outside. And a blocking foul will send Anderson, or excuse me, that is King, who will go to the free throw line.
Isabel had good help side defense there and just shuffled her feet at the last second. Tried to take a charge.
So she picks up her second foul, and she goes out, and Miller is back in. Game is tied, 2.5 to go, first quarter. King is short with the first one. Oh, and it was 1-1. Yeah, no, it was 2 shots. I'm like, wait a minute. Because I thought it was 2, and then it was like the refs let them play.
Right.
So
I think everyone was a little confused.
I guess you try it, and if you get away with it, great, right? No, I don't think that. I think that was an honest mistake there. And short with that one. Hannes with the rebound up to Avila. Avila's got some quickness to her as she gets it into the front court and then bounces in to Miller. Back outside. Now Heiser drives down toward the corner and down to the baseline, puts up a runner. And good hustle by Miller to save that ball for the Crusaders. And a nice step move on the baseline and in.
That was a good ball fake by Bree. Went around the defender. Gave herself a lot easier shot. Up 12-10 now, so we've got the first lead of the game.
So after Seward scored 6 in a row, the Crusaders have now scored 6 in a row. Out of bounds to LCS. And coming in for LCS, that is,
it's like Eva Daniel. So she's making her.
She's got she's on the program, but she doesn't have a number by her. So that okay. Eva's a freshman. She's got the ball now. Backs it out. Inside to Miller and back outside. Avila's open. Misses, and the rebound comes down to Seward, to number 23 for now. And they're into the front court. And then out of bounds. I'm like, there's a delayed whistle there. Yeah, I was going to say it was, even if she grabbed it, it would have been over and back, I think. So.
Right, yeah, it looked like it was going out of bounds. I don't know if it hit one of the subs and bounced back in. It was interesting play there.
So good defense by Hannes there. She forced that turnover. So again, Lincoln Christian with a brand new coaching staff this year, although one holdover, and that's Joelle Anderson, now Joelle Escamilla, and she is coaching the JV team. Three ball on the way by Daniel. Missed, but a good offensive rebound there by Harms. Down to a minute to go in the first. And through a couple of girls for Seward, and Lincoln Christian ends up with it. And then a steal. And that is number 42. That's Stutzman. She takes it all the way and scores. Miller tracks it down, back outside. Honest drives, scoop shot, and she'll go to the free throw line and then goes to the deck pretty hard there. Foul is on Stutzman. Welcome to the first game of the season, right?
Right, yeah.
Short with the free throw. Hopefully she's kind of stretching her leg a little. I think she'd probably be okay. What do you think, Dad?
Yeah, I think she'll be all right. She's awake now.
Second one right through. And the Crusaders back on top by one. Nice behind the back dribble there by King. Anderson to Miller.
It's getting a little sloppy now. I think both teams are a little tired.
And that might be a fatigue foul there, I think. That goes on Harms, her first. Crusaders, now that'll be 17 fouls, so would be 1-1, right?
Never know. Maybe they'll get 2 shots out of it. We'll see.
Yeah. Just 3 team fouls. Well, I've got 4 for Seward. The scoreboard says 3. I think it's 4.
Yeah, I have 4 as well for them. I don't know if that hit the rim. But
yeah, I don't think it did. I guess LCS got the rebound, so time for a last shot. Honest drive, scoops, just misses. Rebound to Seward, and that'll do it. That's the end of the first quarter. Lincoln Christian with a 13-12 lead. We'll be right back.
With boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la la fa la la fa la la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, fa la la, fa la la, fa la la, while I tell of Yuletide treasure. Fa la 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 la, la 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 la, boughs of holly, fa la 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 la.
All right, 1 quarter in the books, and Lincoln Christian with a 13-12 game. And if this is an indication, we're going to have a close one all the way here. Again, Seward and Lincoln Christian. Seward has played a couple of games. I don't know. I don't have any information on how their JV team has done, but their varsity, both the girls and boys, are 0-2 for Seward. And matter of fact, for the Seward girls, they've got back-to-back games. On Saturday they played North Bend Central, the defending state champ in Class C1 on the girls' side, and then tonight they play Lincoln Christian, who finished second to North Bend Central last year.
That's a tough way to start a season, whether you're starting on time or not. So.
Right, yeah. And again, a lot of difference. I mean, especially for LCS. Certainly, we had, I think 6 or 7 seniors on last year's varsity team who aren't here, so it'll be a different team for sure.
Yep.
And good defense by Schneider. She steps in front of the pass. Schultz thought she had an opening to the basket. Good pass inside to Miller, and she misses. Had good position but couldn't finish.
Good hustle by Annie just to get in the way.
Yep, and Schneider ends up with it into the front court. Passes up ahead. Intended for Brester, and Crusaders are going to get a break there and keep the ball. Number 12, Anderson, tried to steal it, but couldn't control it. And a missed shot by Schneider. Again, a good drive to the basket, just couldn't finish on it.
It was a good drive. I don't know if she's a natural lefty or not, but it looked good coming from that right side with the left hand. Just didn't quite go in.
And drives the baseline, and a nice play there by number 34. That's Greason with her first basket. And Seward back on top.
Good drive by Autumn. Getting some good shots, they just aren't dropping quite yet. Probably part of not being in the gym really since yesterday was their first day.
And a drive to the basket by Greason, and she is fouled by Miller. It looked like, from up here, it looked like pretty good defense, but Miller must have got her with the arm. And first on Miller. And it'll be 2 shots. And Greason with the first, so she's got all 3 points for Seward here in this second quarter. .59 junior. And that one rolls in as well. Seward up by as much as 4 early in the game. Crusaders had, I think, 2-point lead was our biggest so far. Schneider again goes up, misses, but she is fouled, so she'll go to the free throw line.
We're really attacking the basket either off the dribble or off an entry pass to the post. I like to see that, not resorting just for settling for outside shots.
Foul was on Schultz. And Schneider short with the first. She hit 2 in the first quarter. Avila is in and Brester out. Schneider 1 for 2 brings the Crusaders back within 1 or 2.
Yeah, stops their quick 4-0 run to start the quarter. Ball knocked away by Talon on the press. Seward ball still.
Heiser goes for the steal, doesn't get it. And smart move there by Schultz to race into the front court, but there's a steal. Hannes takes it, goes up, just a little bit too strong. Heiser hustles to track down the rebound. Inside to Miller, and she scores. So you can give that basket, credit to that basket, to good, tough defense.
Yeah, they didn't take anything for granted. Tabin missed the layup, but we had 2 girls hustling to get the rebound, so kept it alive.
And Seward will take their first timeout. Crusaders and the Blue Jays tied up at 16. Lincoln Christian and Seward, girls JV basketball and boys JV going on at the same time in the other gym. And unfortunately, we've only got one streaming service right now. We're going to look and see what options we might have as the season goes on, so we can only show you whatever game's going on in the high school gym, but they're going to try to alternate these. So the next time we'll have a boys JV game, which actually will not be on Friday. Friday we'll have wrestling at 4:30 because it'll be a wrestling duel between Lincoln Christian and Lincoln Lutheran here at LCS on the Strive channel. I think the JV games will be going on in the other gym. And then at 6 o'clock, we will have the girls varsity against Lutheran, and then the boys varsity on following that on Friday night. On Thursday night, we've got boys reserve action. So because of the pandemic, not many people can come to games, so we're going to try to stream as many as we can. 6:30 on Thursday, the LCS boys reserve team will take on Platteview. Out of the timeout, Seward has it. And a nice offensive play by Seward. They found the open girl underneath. That is Greason, and she goes to the line.
Yeah, that was a really good set play they had coming out of that timeout.
Miller picks up the foul. That's 2 on her. And it'll be the 9th team foul on LCS. This is a shooting foul, though, 2 shots.
Isabel McEwen coming back in for Bree Miller, who just picked up that 2nd foul.
So Brester, Miller, and McEwen all have 2 fouls apiece for LCS. Greason 1 for 2, but she's got all 5 points for Seward in quarter number 2. McEwen double team down low, and ball is on the floor, and they're going to call a jump ball. It'll stay with LCS. Now you knew right away she was in a little bit of trouble when she got doubled up there.
Sub for Seward. Looks like Drew will let you deal with that last name.
I'll say Cradaville. I think that's
right.
right. That's close.
It's the first time she's been in.
Snyder drives again. Now bounces inside to McEwen. Back outside. Hannes now drives right past the defender. Scoop shot no good, but gets her own rebound. And the Crusaders hustle and save the ball.
Katrina got whacked in the head there. Able to get the ball to Annie.
And Heiser bounces inside to McEwen. Goes up and over the defender, high off the glass.
I think Annie had 3 players on her, and she pivoted towards the basket, and it disappeared, and Isabel was wide open for that shot. So
over in the corner, 3 on the way from Schultz, and she's got it. So Seward has hit 3 3-pointers so far in the game. Heiser all the way, misses the layup, and the rebound out of bounds to Seward.
Active for that offensive rebound, just couldn't get 2 hands on it. So Isabel did a good job of keeping it alive, went out of bounds. Looks like Avery Lockridge is in, and she's number 40. So we'll make that change. It's her first action of the season.
Well, that's good. That's better than having 2 34s.
That is good. They have 2 10s on their team. It kind of gets confusing.
There's another 3 ball on the way. That one's a little bit short by Schultz. Gets her own rebound, though. Tries to bounce it inside. Schneider will give her credit for that steal. She stepped in front of it. Here's a 3 on the way from Hannes, top of the key. Just a bit too long. And the rebound comes down to Seward. So Lincoln Christian has tried, 3 threes, I think, and still yet to hit from behind the arc.
Didn't quite get back on defense there.
Yeah, Seward had an open shot, missed it. Number 20. It's Cradaville who missed it. They got the offensive rebound. They'll reset. Just under 4 minutes to go, second quarter.
Pass. Both teams are missing some close shots. They're getting the rebounds, and another foul. This one looks like it's on. I'm not really sure who he.
We'll have to.
Might have been Avery.
We'll check that out at halftime. Make sure we're right on all those. Furnow hits the free throw.
She's been living at the line, it seems like. How many points she has? Her and
no, that's her first.
Is it Stutzman?
It was 15. It was Greason.
Greason, yeah.
Yeah,
she had a few at the beginning of this quarter.
Right. So Daniel is back in for LCS. So they've got Hannes, Daniel, Lockridge, McEwen, and Heiser on the floor. 2 for 2, and Seward's up by 4. Heiser drives all the way and scores. And she's been really active offensively all game long, but that's her first basket. And Furnow will be back at the line.
I think she went up and kind of elbowed Avery, and Avery got the foul and the harm on that one.
So Furnow is a junior, 5'8", misses the first.
Looks like Lincoln Christian has 4 freshmen on the court, and then Isabel McEwen, the lone sophomore currently.
Second free throw is off, and McEwen tracks down the rebound. And Lockridge loses the handle. Picked up by Seward. They pass off to Greason. She misses. Ends up with her own rebound.
Good hustle.
And the ball finally goes out of bounds. We'll see who they give it to. They give it to Seward. I think the official had better eyes than me. I don't know who was supposed to get it, but that was kind of a 50-50. They were both kind of scrambling for it, and then it took a roll down to the other end.
Yeah, they both took after it and kind of gave each other a hockey check and gave Seward the ball.
No instant replay, so we'll go with the call here, and Seward has it. They got a 2-point lead. 3 minutes to go before half. Ball poked out of bounds. It'll stay with Lincoln Christian.
Eva Daniel with the good hands there.
And Miller is back in. McEwen is out. So I think, I'm just looking over at the bench, I think everybody who suited up for LCS has been in the game so far.
I think so.
There's a 3 on the way. A little bit long, and the rebound comes down to Lockridge. Stutzman missed the shot.
Good box out by Avery.
Now Daniel back outside. Hannes inside to Miller.
Nice entry pass.
And Miller will have a chance for a 3-point play.
Bree had her girls sealed on the inside and able to go over the top, and Bree finished the shot.
Foul goes on Domini, Madison Domini, who's in the game.
Usually they'll let her shoot that. That's on Seward. Will take the bucket. There we go. So she had to deal with 2 girls in the lane and a whistle, and she still made it. So good concentration.
3-point play for Miller, and she has 7 points. Looks like she's the leading scorer so far for the Crusaders.
Katrina back in. Bree made that 3-point play and gets a seat on the bench. So stay out of foul trouble.
Lincoln Christian with a little bit of token pressure. Seward into the front court, down by 1 now. And loses it out of bounds.
Had a lot of good pressure, that half-court man-to-man that we're doing. Active hands, moving our feet, not a lot of reaching. Most of their fouls have been on second chance opportunities.
Seward again, kind of the same thing, a little picked up kind of at half court with their pressure on this possession. Hoosier back outside. Daniel drives down baseline, kicks back out. Hoosier to Hannes, looks inside. Now Daniel drives lane. And nice bank shot from Hoosier, so good patience by the Crusaders.
Yeah, it was good ball movement. Here's those active hands again.
Eva with the steal, and she's got it. Goes up and just misses the layup. Ball out of bounds to Seward. Schneider is back in. as well as Anderson and Stutzman for Seward. Crusaders pick up full court. And a good steal there. Good defense caused the turnover, but then Seward gets it right back. And they're going to call a foul on Lockridge, I believe.
Yeah, we got that steal on our press. They had to get the ball in to avoid the 5 count. Then we didn't take care of the ball, and Avery kind of just ran into the girl. Wrong place, wrong time. Possibly her 3rd foul. We'll have to check that at halftime.
That one rolls around and drops off the side.
I think the coaches are telling Avery she has 2, so.
Second one is good. And the Crusaders break the press and into the front court. Last minute of the half. Hannes from 3, and she drains it. First 3-pointer for the Crusaders.
It's good to see one of those go in. I think maybe 1 for 5 now. See if it's contagious.
And that foul goes on Avila. I believe that's her second. So the Crusaders racking up some fouls. All the good news is nobody's got more than 2.
Yeah, you like the pressure with getting 2 shots 75 feet away. We'll have to be smart the rest of this half just to make sure we don't allow them easy buckets again. Can't fault the effort, though.
Stutzman makes the first. Second one rolls off, and Schneider with the rebound. Lincoln Christian, 50 seconds left before half. Hannes drives. A little floater up and over the defense. And ball loose on the floor. It'll be a jump ball, and that'll go to Seward. Which isn't such a bad thing. I mean, you lose a possession here, but assuming there's no more jump balls, Lincoln Christian's going to get it coming out of the break at halftime.
Yep, exactly. I think the coaches might show the girls there's a backboard tomorrow at practice. We've had a couple good shots and not using that backboard.
And a nice move there by Seward. They get it inside to Greason, and she goes up and scores another basket. She didn't score at all in the first quarter, and she's been on fire in the second quarter. Hannes tries another 3, just short. Schneider hustles for the rebound. Good idea. They tried to bounce it into Daniel, but out of bounds, and it'll go to Seward. So now Seward will probably play for that last shot and a chance to tie or take the lead. Lincoln Christian led by as many as 5. I think Seward's biggest lead so far has been 4.
It'll be important not to foul here. Make him earn it.
Stutzman gets it into the front court. Anderson with it. Goes all the way, misses. Rebound fought for, and Lockridge with it up ahead to Heiser. And 2, not enough time there. Clock runs out, but Lincoln Christian has the lead. It's a 28-26 lead after halftime, and I think, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. We keep talking about just one day of practice, but I think they got to be pretty pleased with how the first half has gone with just that few of practices so far.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Okay, so we will take a break and be back with your second half in just a few minutes.
I'm Stacy Allison, the Assistant Director of Stewardship and Advancement at Lincoln Christian School, and I'm excited to share with you a little bit about Cornerstone. Cornerstone is a way for you to join with the foundation in prayer and monthly giving, and it's a way for you to invest in students, families, and Lincoln Christian School. Cornerstone started a couple of years ago, and we're excited that we have many people participating in giving monthly and praying with us every month. We're looking for more people always to become a part of giving monthly to the Cornerstone Foundation. You can go online at any time to our giving page and join, or you're more than welcome to contact me. The great thing is every investment that's made monthly helps students to be able to attend Lincoln Christian through the Family Education Grant, and also is a way for us as a foundation to strategically prepare and continue to advance our campus. What's great about monthly giving is it allows us to count on that money and plan on that money so we can continue to do more things to impact more students, families, and the school in a greater capacity. I hope you'll consider Cornerstone as a way for you to be a part of making an impact at Lincoln Christian School.
My parents actually were both runners, and they both ran track at Ohio State, and they both coached high school track as well. So I grew up going to track meets and loved running from a pretty young age. And I saw some success kind of early on, so I knew it was something I wanted to just kind of pursue in high school and hopefully college, and got recruited to a couple of different schools and ended up at Penn State, and then I ended up transferring to the University of Arkansas halfway through. My name is Becca Morgan, and I am the head cross-country and track coach for Lincoln Christian, and this is my second year as head coach and fourth year as assistant coach. It was a Division I school, so it's understandable that it was all based on you have to perform this to keep this scholarship and get this amount of points at conference. But there was a lot of care about the result and really no or not much care about the person. Yeah, that was good when you're doing well and not good when you're doing poorly. As a non-believer, I lived into it. It was for sure an idol. It was something that, I would have said, like, my life is running. Everything is running. All I care about is running. I'll do whatever it takes to be the best. After I became a believer, it shifted from, okay, I love running, and this is something that I have an opportunity to do, but it's not who I am, and it's not my identity. And so I think as my identity was secure in Christ, I could compete knowing that I'm not going to gain anything from a good result or lose anything from a bad result. And so it's freeing, like knowing and actually believing that Jesus died on the cross for me and made me in good standing with God. It's freeing because I can gain no more. Just earlier this week, I had a conversation with one of the students, and I was actually telling my testimony to him. So I was explaining kind of everything from before I was a believer up to now. And I got to just remind them and even just explain, hey, I went down the road of putting my life, putting everything into running, and it left me empty. It left me, it didn't fill me. And just using how God has transformed me and continually is transforming me to speak into like hard areas that the kids are going through now, I think is a unique way that I can coach. I think sometimes they view me as more of like a real person than just a coach, because it's like, oh, they see me parent my kids, they see me just in real life. And so I do think solely being a coach and even having my kids at practice has created just a unique opportunity for them to trust and really be a part of my life. I mean, they love on my kids, they help out with the kids whenever they can, and I just feel like they get a peek into my life, and there's a vulnerability in that. And I think with that, there's some trust that I've been able to gain with them. I think one of the biggest things that I recognize from my college experience versus what I would want to create as a coach is just making it fun. I think as I encourage them to have their identity secure in Christ and to live out of that, the competition really has been joyful and enjoyable rather than this pressure-filled, have to accomplish a result type of thing. And it's been fun to see just the kids really get on board with, this is fun. Like, sport competitions are fun. And yeah, we get nervous, but it is ultimately a joy to be able to compete.
The cool kids are going away,
J for jump. Is it gonna go over? go! Yay! That's so silly. It's pretty fun. Will you try it with me? Got the joy of the Lord. Do do do, baby shark. Do 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 do, baby shark. Do 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 do, baby shark. Watermelon, maybe there's a watermelon. Who is the king of that jungle? Who is the king of that sea? Wallaby, wallaby, woo. An elephant's following you. He is risen, you say. He is risen indeed.
This egg hunt idea is something you can do for your family or even for your neighbors.
He's got the whole world in his hands.
And then take it across your letter Z.
11, 12, 13, 14.
We're going on a bear hunt. Let's go hunt do do do. Let's go hunt do do do. Let's go hunt do do do. I'll see you later, friends. Bye-bye.
Thanks, friends.
Hope you had fun. Bye.
Hello, my name is Brent Ailes, and I am honored to be the secondary principal at Lincoln Christian School and work with so many wonderful students, staff, and families. I am married to my best friend Jamie, and I also have the joy of having all three of my daughters attend school with me here at Lincoln Christian. As an educator, I love coming alongside of students to be a positive role model for them and helping them to develop into the mature young adults I know they can be before they exit our doors upon graduation. A family that makes their choice to send a son or daughter to Lincoln Christian can expect to receive not only a high-quality academic education, but also an education that is rooted in the gospel and centered upon the work that Jesus Christ did for us by dying on the cross. I look forward to meeting you and your family.
All right, we are coming back out of the halftime break. Lincoln Christian with a 2-point lead. I just talked to head coach Britt Ehlers at halftime. He said, yeah, not looking too bad so far. And he said it's ugly, but if you're winning ugly, that's okay. And the Crusaders with a little bit of foul trouble, but nobody with more than two, so that's the good news. They've spread it around a little bit. Looks like Bree Miller is leading LCS. She's got 7 points so far tonight. Annie Heiser with 4, as well as Isabella McEwen. 4 for Hannes, 3 for Schneider, 2 for Brester. And for Seward, they're led by Ellie Greason, and she has 8 points, all of them coming in the second quarter.
It'll be interesting to see some halftime adjustments. I think they did a good job definitely with the ball pressure and that half-court man-to-man. We'll see as the game goes here in the second half, their conditioning, see if we can stay out of foul trouble, and then you always have the couple girls that will be putting in some varsity time that kind of drop off the rotation here and kind of see how that works out with everything going on here with conditioning and fouls.
Right, and we'll see for Seward as well. They have, actually looking at their roster, 10 of these girls who suit up for the JV game will be on their varsity roster as well. So for the Crusaders, they're going to start the half with Harms and Schneider and Hannes, Brester, and Miller on the floor. And looks like Seward looks like they're playing a zone defense, maybe a 2-3 zone. They try to force it inside to Miller, but Harms ends up with it. Bounces to Miller, and Bree will go to the free throw line.
Pounding the middle again, and Bree was able to get that and make a move and head back to the foul line.
Just short with the first. And second one goes in. A little movement there, I think, before she shot, but the basket goes in. It counts, and the Crusaders up by 3.
Yeah, it was similar to what happened in the first half. They decided not to blow the whistle this time and just let it go.
Back outside, Greason. She tries a 3. Off the mark to the left, and Harms with the rebound.
Yeah, see if we can get some movement here and see what defense they are playing. Looks like you're right, it might be a 2-3.
And a good drive to the basket by Brester. She's a bit long with the shot, and the rebound comes down to Miller. Bounces inside, turnaround. Shot is up and good by Greason.
That was a good looking shot. Got some elevation, got above the defense and put it in.
So she picks up where she left off. She's got 10 in the game, and it's 29-28. Crusaders lead. Bounces over to Miller, up and in.
This will definitely be a defense that we can take advantage of if we take care of the ball and look for that open cutter.
And now Miller's got 10 in the game. And Schneider steps in front of the pass, out of bounds. It'll stay with Seward, I believe. Or are they going to call a foul? Yeah, it looks like they are. They will call the foul on Schneider. I believe that's 2 on Ava. Cradaville back outside. That's Miller with it.
We stayed in a man-to-man to start the half.
And almost a turnover there by the Crusaders.
There's been a few times that they haven't let the sub come in.
And there's a turnover. And Miller thought she had Harms down on the other end of the floor, but held up wisely. Brester drives baseline, tries to go up and under. Across to Harms, now she drives. Hannes is open from the near side.
There's a good skip pass by Maddie, found the open shooter.
Greason takes the long rebound and goes all the way. And Seward back within 1, 31-30. Schneider stops, pops, and she is fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. Foul goes on Cradaville.
Yeah, if we can just swing the ball, drive, I don't think their defense can react. They've really got 5 on one side of the court when we put it to one wing. So if we can have some quick ball movement, I think we can get some layups off this.
And Schneider just short. McEwen will come in. And for Seward, King is back in as well as Furnow. And Schneider misses the second one. Rebound comes down to the Blue Jays. Greason has it. And Hanna stepped in front of it, and she ends up picking up the loose ball. Up and around the defender. And she will go to the free throw line. I think Greason will pick up the foul.
She may have accidentally did a Euro step there. Picked up the dribble a little early and got bailed out with a foul, but see if we can hit 2 here. And
yeah, that was Eden Schultz who got the foul.
Katrina's going to be coming in for Ava Schneider, looks like.
And I'm going to have to correct myself. I was saying Avila in the first half. It's Avila. And I should have known that, but I guess it's the first game for the announcers too, right?
Oh, yes, it's first game. Taylor makes both free throws. We're up 3, 5 minutes left in the third quarter. There's a...
And a whistle. Oh, she stepped over the end line before she passed it in.
Might be the first game for the refs there. They're doing a good job. Just a little tentative on a couple of their calls, so I wouldn't want their job. Had that a couple times last year with junior high, and don't envy them.
Harms had good position, but the pass just a little bit too tall for her. And back to Seward. So back-to-back turnovers gives the ball back to the Blue Jays. They could get within 1 or tie. They go to inside. Nice play, but a missed shot by Cradaville, and the rebound comes down to McEwen.
It was a good backdoor cut. Just didn't finish the shot. Good entry pass by Izzy over to Maddie.
Pressed her back out to Avila. Back down in the corner. And back outside. Inside and back out. Hannes open for 3. Off the back of the rim. Rebound comes down to King, and she pushes into the front court. Inside, nice step move right between the defenders by number 23, Furnau, and she'll go to the line.
We have foul on Maddie Harms.
So Harms looks like I've got her for 2.
Yeah, I had one job during halftime, and I failed to get the fouls correct, so.
This is the first. 2 team fouls on the Crusaders, 3 on Seward here in the second half. We played halfway through this third quarter.
Eva Daniel back in for Autumn Brester.
And the second one goes. Furnau now has 3 points tonight. So we're down by 2. Daniel looks inside. Good defense there by Seward, but Daniel is able to grab it. And a 3 on the way from McEwen. Misses. Avila hustles and gets the rebound. Lincoln Christian with another shot. And Avila tries a 3. And that's just too strong, but a good hustle by Harms to get the rebound. So Lincoln Christian with their third chance on this possession.
Yeah, see if we can take advantage of it. Get the ball inside.
Bounces inside to Harms. Has 2 defenders on her. That leaves Daniel open. She misses. Ball out of bounds. They'll say it'll stay with LCS.
Maddie does a good job of getting that ball, and if it's not there, she kicks it out to the open girl on the wing. Those shots will drop. Avery Lockridge back in. Looks like Talon Hannes is on the bench.
Crusaders have McEwen, Daniel, Avila, Harms, and Lockridge on the floor right now. And that pass tipped and stolen by Seward. Miller got her hands on it. And King, and boy, Avila almost stole it as she came around, and then we're going to have a jump ball called. It'll stay with the Blue Jays. So Seward and Lincoln Christian both on the girls' side, brand new coaching staffs this year. Seward's head coach is Beth Boslovsky, who was a point guard for their 4-time state champion team, 2008 through 12.
She was a great player.
And nice 3-ball there from Schultz. Nothing but net, and that gives Seward the lead. Yeah, Seward over that stretch, their girls team was 101-0. So not only did they win 4 state championships, they didn't even lose a game. Avila with it. Down low, Lockridge inside. Back outside, a 3 from McEwen. Off the back of the iron. Loose rebound, and Lockridge goes up, and she will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, Avery did a good job getting after that loose ball and going right up, not hesitating, not letting the defense get there, and getting that shot up and getting a couple free throws here.
So the Crusaders have had several chances from the charity stripe in this second half, and we're not doing very well. We've only hit, 2, 3. So we've hit 3 so far, but I think we've shot about 8. Misses both of those. Seward with the rebound. Schultz with it. Inside to Miller. And Avila almost had the steal, but they blow the whistle and say it's a jump ball.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a quick whistle. I thought she had that steal, and then they called the jump after she'd turned and wanted to head the other way. But
so the Crusaders down by 1. They've had the lead most of this second half. Avila back out top. She'll reset.
Looks like we're a little out of sorts here. Still trying to figure out maybe girls at some positions they're not used to.
And Daniel high with the shot, but no good. Rebound to McEwen. Daniel tries one this time just inside the three-point line. Another miss, and Seward has the ball and a run out. And a foul called. Schultz goes up for it, and the foul was on, who got that? Is it Harms?
I believe Katrina.
Okay.
Yep, Katrina hustled down and got an arm on that shot. Had good hustle down there. Got good ball movement. Shots aren't dropping. We're fighting for those rebounds. That one just happened to get tipped out to where we had no defense back there.
And Brester will come in for LCS, and McEwen takes a seat on the bench. Sophomore for sophomore. And Schultz with one more shot coming. And that one is too long. Harms had the rebound, but taken away by number 10 by Heaston. Seward's got both 10s in the game right now.
Steal from Avery.
Minute to go, third quarter. Crusaders down by 1. Lockridge tries to lob into Miller or to Harms, and she is fouled. An offensive foul.
Yeah, I think she got fouled a couple times and started to swing a little bit. I don't know if it was an offensive foul, but maybe from the ref's side of it, he just saw some elbows going.
So that'll be 3, I believe, on Harms. Crusaders put on some pressure.
Well, we've got less than a minute, and I think we've only scored 5 this quarter.
Hand off to Hartman. And Seward will take a timeout. Half a minute to go. They're probably going to try to set up for the final shot of the period. Lincoln Christian and Seward, we've got the girls' varsity game. It'll be coming up after this game, and then follow that up with the boys' varsity game. Crusaders had 2 games scheduled last week that had to be canceled because of because we couldn't play or practice in Lancaster County. So we were supposed to play Fairbury on Thursday night and then Freeman on Saturday afternoon. So both of those were canceled. Interestingly enough, the Freeman game actually is just listed as postponed on the schedule. We're not necessarily going to play them, but our activities director, Kurt Earl, said that if we end up with some cancellations of some other games down the road because of COVID and they have a cancellation, we may try to reschedule that so we can get another game in. And also we ended up, this is weird how this works, but he ended up then scheduling Elkhorn North last week, but we didn't play them, but he put them on the schedule because if you had a team on your schedule before the season started and then you had to reschedule the game, it would still count toward your wild card points. But if you did not, if you end up with a cancellation and then you go find somebody who has an open date and you play each other, it doesn't count. So
right, yeah, that good thinking ahead by Kurt to put a couple options out there. And Elkhorn North, they've got a new coach this year with Ann Prince and her daughter Britt, who's a really good player. We've faced her in some select games.
Oh yeah, and she has an offer from Nebraska, right?
Yep, in
already.
Creighton.
Yeah.
So she's a great player.
And a nice drive to the basket and a score by Greason. So Lincoln Christian will have a shot before the end of the quarter. Well, maybe not. Steal from Seward. And Schultz goes up and scores. So a flurry of points for the Blue Jays here at the end of the third quarter. And they have their biggest lead now, 38-33. And that'll do it, end of the third quarter. So Seward had a run, and they are fired up with the momentum going to the fourth. It's 38-33. Lincoln Christian has got some work to do here in the fourth quarter. Seward with a real flurry of points late there. Lincoln Christian actually had the lead most of that third quarter. They led by 2 coming out of the break. And then Seward took probably, I'm going to guess, I don't have it written down, but I'm going to say probably 8 of the last 10 points went to Seward, and they've got a 5-point lead now.
Yeah, I think what we saw there, we've got a couple girls that didn't play that quarter, probably because of varsity commitments, and one of them being Annie Heiser, and she's a good ball handler. Now we've got a couple girls that are in a position maybe they're not comfortable with, which is great for JV, and I think they kind of took advantage of girls just wanting to get rid of the ball there. So they'll learn, and we'll improve from that.
Seward gets it to start quarter number 4. Nice give and go. Handoff back to Miller now from Hartman.
Yeah, Autumn did a good job on that to switch off on the ball. Sometimes you'll just kind of follow the girl and leave a wide open layup.
Hannes went for the steal, wasn't able to get it. And back to LCS. 3 on the way from Brester, and she hits it. That shot was almost like a sidearm shot the way she put it up there, but it went in. We'll take it. Nice drive in the lane by Miller. She misses. And Miller fight for the rebound. It's out of bounds to LCS. Okay, here we go. That is Daniel who's back in the game.
Let's see if we can build off that shot. made a 3 in the first half and didn't follow it up with any shots. So there we go.
And inside to Miller. And you know what? I wonder if they counted that one as just a 2, that one from McEwen, because the scoreboard in the gym only has this at 37 now.
A couple shots made, get some momentum, if we can get a stop here. Yeah, she kind of got bailed out there.
And that'll be a foul coming on the Crusaders. It'll go against, looks like they called that on Daniel.
Yes.
So that's her first. 5 team fouls, 4 on Seward. And Hartman to the free throw line. So Lincoln Christian, the first 4 points here in the fourth quarter to get back within 1. Misses both. Battle for the loose ball, and good effort by Seward to save it, but it goes right to LCS, and Brester pushes down the court.
There we go.
Now Vila back over to Brester. Cross court to Daniel. She tries a 3. Short. And McEwen, looked like she might have been fouled on that. No foul called. She's on the ground. Loose ball. And finally they call a jump ball. McEwen was in good position. I thought maybe that was a pass from Daniel, and she was going to be able to get an easy basket under the rim there.
I think she looked up maybe a little bit under the rim and brought that ball back and able to get it blocked.
And Miller stays with it, and she will go to the free throw line. And that foul goes on Miller. Miller fouled Miller, so Tanya Miller with the foul for Seward and Bree Miller with the free throws for LCS.
There we go. Ties it up with the first free throw there. Looks like Talon and Avery are coming back in for Katrina and Isabel. Fouls have kind of slowed down this half, so I don't think hopefully we won't have issues with foul trouble. And
ball out of bounds to Seward, and Crusaders now with just a couple of girls on the bench as the other girls are getting ready for the varsity action, and Seward just 3 girls on their bench for this fourth quarter.
A little bit of token pressure by us and kind of just split our defense and took their time coming down.
And a good drive by King, and she draws a foul. That was one of those where she wasn't really in a position to be able to have a decent shot, but she was going to, she knew, had the wisdom to drive in there and draw a foul. Who'd they give that to? Did you see?
I think they maybe gave it to Talon. Okay. He kind of did a 31, then a 32. That's the one he landed on. So
King misses, and the 3 subs on the bench come in for Seward. Greason is back in, as well as Easton. And King hits the second. And that puts Seward back up by 1. And I think King scored the first basket of the game, and that's the first point she's scored since then. Inside to Miller. She goes up, she draws another foul, and she'll be back at the line.
We had a good pass to Avery at the short corner, and then she went over the top to Bree for another inside shot. They're trying to decide who the foul was on.
Well, it's on one of the 10s, and they're saying which 10. So Miller back at the line. She was 1 for 2 just a bit ago. Makes the first one there.
Looks like 6 team fouls for both. So next one will be a 1-on-1.
Miller tries to break the tie, does not do it, but the long rebound comes down to Brester, back inside to Miller. She goes up again, off the glass, gets her own rebound.
Right back up.
And that's a case where the first miss might turn out to be a good deal because she might make it a 3-point play.
And that one's on another 10, so I think they're going off of, one of them has some wrap around her knees and the other one doesn't, so I think.
Well, the pants are different too, so.
Yeah.
I think the 10 on the near side is the varsity uniform.
Okay.
With just the straight line across, and the JV uniforms are kind of have a little V, upside down V shape, so. So Seward now down by 2, 41-39. And they'll have a chance to tie it. And that'll be Tanya Miller who goes to the line, and looks like Daniel got the foul.
Yes.
And Miller along with the first, and so with a mix of reserve or with JV and varsity uniforms, I can tell you when I was in high school, our away uniforms, our colors were maroon and gold. The varsity away uniforms were gold. The JV uniforms were maroon. So we actually had players with two different colors of jerseys on the floor at the same time. Which I guess the refs were okay with that.
Yeah. Maybe not so much in the varsity game, right?
Yeah. And a turnover gives it back to Seward. They're back within 1. They led by 5 coming into the fourth quarter. The Crusaders briefly led by 2. Now they lead by 1. And there's a turnover.
Picked the ball up out by half court and had to get rid of it and see what we can do with it here.
Hannes drives baseline, kicks it back out to Brester. And she tries a long 3. Battle for the rebound, and Seward's going to come up with it. And a spin move, and Miller will go to the free throw line as she hits the deck. And the foul again on Daniel. I think I've got her for 3.
That's what I have. Seward's doing a good job of driving, and I think we're a little bit tired, not moving our feet and resorting to reaching and getting them to the foul line quite a bit. We're up to 8 fouls now for us and 7 for them, so might have a free throw shooting contest at the end here.
So Miller ends up tying the game for Seward, and it'll stay tied. Long rebound comes down to Daniel. And Brester, long 3. Coach Joel probably would have liked him to use a little more clock on that possession.
Yeah, the same spot she just shot it from, and she thought this time I'm going to make it. They look good. It's maybe a little bit too far out.
Yeah, not quite as far out as Chloe Dorick used to shoot, but close. And a turnover by Seward. Here comes Lincoln Christian. Inside to Lockridge. Miller back out. Daniel rims in and out with the 3, and then a travel. Miller came down with it and kind of got her feet tangled up a little bit and then went down for a travel, so LCS will keep it. Bunch of subs in now, so the Crusaders will have Brester, Hannes, Avila, Lockridge, and McEwen on the floor.
Yeah, when Seward switched their defense, it really cut down on our drives, which was a big part of our offense in the first half, so kind of struggling.
Oh, and Lockridge can't get it up and over the defender, and then we're going to have a foul on Avila. And I think that's 4.
Yeah, it's 4 on Katrina. It's another one of those fouls, 80 feet away. Again, it's effort. Trying to get the jump ball.
Varsity game coming up between the two girls teams, Seward and Lincoln Christian. We're going to have a late start because it's already 5:51. It's not going to start at 6 o'clock. Another miss on the free throw by Seward. Still a tie game, but they get the offensive rebound, and then they throw it away.
Yeah, threw it in the direction of 2 girls, and they went opposite directions, and the ball went right down the middle and out of bounds. So got a good shot here to get the lead back and then maybe get a stop on defense.
Here's Avila with it. She'll bring it up court. 3.5 to go. Lincoln Christian and Seward tied. At least 3.5 to go. Maybe more if they're still tied at the end of regulation. Hannes for a three, and nice defense by number 10, Tanya Miller. She blocks it.
Yeah, she didn't have a lot of space there. She shot vacant. She can get around her and have the advantage.
Down low to McEwen. She's doubled up inside to Miller. And out of bounds, it'll go to Seward. Crusaders still with all 5 of their times out, and Seward with 3, so who knows how long this last 3 minutes could take us. At least timeouts won't last quite as long as they do in an NBA game.
Yeah, that's for sure. Get a few commercials in there. So off the foot again. Second time we've seen that tonight where ball's gone off of Seward's foot, out of bounds. 3 minutes, 41-41. Now's the time to get a make, a couple stops, and get our first win of the season.
So for Seward, their next action is going to be on Saturday as they take on Grand Island Northwest. There's a 3 on the way from Brester, and that one halfway down and bounces back out. King down in the corner. Nice spin move, kicks it back out. Greason tries a 3. She misses. And rebound on the floor, and finally Brester picks it up. So we've been on this score for a while now, 41 apiece.
Yeah, we have been. I've been asking for a bucket and a stop here for a while. Let's see. Autumn with another 3.
And a long rebound, but Seward's got it. King now drives baseline. And a timeout by Seward. It's always interesting when you see that when they signal a timeout as they've got a player driving to the basket.
Right.
You know, and you think, I guess he had in his head he was going to take a timeout.
Yeah, I think
one way or the other, and
he'd seen enough empty possessions, and wants to get something down on the board and see if they can make the game-leading shot here with just over 2 minutes to go.
So I'm not sure. Looks like it's either Brock Anderson or Tanner Roth, the head JV coach for Seward. I'm not sure which one of those guys it is. I apologize for that.
Let's go with Brock.
His name's listed first, so that makes sense probably. And, of course, the Crusaders JV head coach is Joelle Escamilla. She was former LCS player and has coached for this is, I believe, her 3rd year as an assistant coach. She graduated from LCS in 2011, played collegiately first at Colorado Christian, and then transferred to Midland University up in Fremont, finished her career there, played with her younger sister Danny Anderson at Midland, and then Danny, after Joelle had graduated from Midland, then Danny transferred to Concordia and ended up, her last 2 years she played at Concordia. Both of those 2 years they made the championship game of the NAIA National Tournament and finished runner-up both years.
Had to be a good experience, a lot of fun.
And King drives, puts up a shot, tries to bank it in, out of bounds, and it'll go to LCS. That's another one of those, as a ref, that's kind of a 50-50 ball trying to guess who it went off, but Crusaders take it.
Yeah, we had a couple hands there, but got the benefit on that one. See if we can work the ball in for a good shot here.
Now a turnaround by Brester, high, and McEwen hits the bottom of the backboard. Minute and a half to go, and we are still at 41. This has been, at least 2.5 minutes that we've been on this score.
Yeah, I believe about 4:30 was the last points.
And Greason misses, and Seward will have another chance to take the lead. That was one of those rebounds that kind of hit off the rim, but then just went straight down.
Yep.
And Seward raced in and got it. The foul goes on Brester. And this will be Taryn Hartman shooting. And finally, we have a break in the scoring drought. If you're a Crusader fan, though, it's the wrong team that just scored. Hartman gets her first point of the game to give Seward a 1-point lead. And that one is off the front of the rim. Crusaders down 1, and they got 1:15 to go. And Avila gives up her dribble. And that's, Avila gets in there and goes up and scores to give LCS the win. So that's
that worked out.
Almost disaster, turns into a bucket.
Yep. Full timeout by Seward.
Seward down by 1, and they've got just one timeout left now. It's 43-42, 55 seconds to go. So the last point for Seward was Hartman. That was her first point of the game. And then Avila scores on the other end, her first point for the game for LCS, her first 2 points on that basket.
Yeah, Seward does a good job with their out-of-timeout sets that they run and usually get a good shot. So we got to just play good defense, box out, and hope to get a rebound and make some free throws.
So on Thursday night again, we'll have a boys reserve game. The Platteview Trojans will be here. That was actually supposed to be a doubleheader, and the girls' game got canceled. So I'm not sure if we canceled or if they canceled, but I think we do have enough girls for a reserve team this year, right?
We do.
Yep. So I think actually last year was the first year in quite a few that we did. We went about 4 or 5 years without enough girls to play a reserve schedule.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I think we've got a decent amount of freshman girls that are here now, and hopefully we get some reserve games in.
Yeah, actually, I know we have a reserve team because we have 2 of the reserve team helping us here on our crew tonight.
Doing a good job.
So Ayla and Audrey Winkles are our ace crew for this JV game. When do you guys play your first game?
I think it was supposed to be Thursday.
Yeah, you were supposed to play Thursday, and that one got canceled. So I think it must be next week, I believe. So this is Greason with it. Under a minute to go. Seward down by 1.
Doing a little handoff. They didn't see the girl streaking on the backside.
King is wide open, but she misses, and Avila in great position. She gets the rebound, and now the Crusaders will back out, and Seward will see. Oh, no, they're not going to back out. And there's Lincoln Christian calls a timeout just as Brester shoots it. Thank goodness she missed it, right?
Right. Yeah, thank you. That'll probably be a point of conversation, what to do with 35 seconds left up 1. So, but
I know it's tempting when you're wide open to want to take those shots.
Yep.
But I think it's conventional wisdom is if you're wide open and you're going in for a layup, then maybe it's okay. But
yeah, you make that shot and you got ice in your veins. You miss that shot and you're maybe sitting by the coaches. So it's a good timeout. See what we can come up with. I saw Talon last week on Zoom when Coach Ehlers was going over inbounds plays, and I just thought, I've coached a few years in the past, and that's got to be frustrating and tough to try to teach your team plays and as a new coach and do it over Zoom. So
yeah, that's right. Trying to install your offense when everybody's in a different place.
Right.
Well, the good news for LCS coming out of this timeout, we have 4 times out left. So if they can't get the ball inbound, I'm sure that's one of the things the coach is going to say is call a quick timeout if you can't get that ball in. Don't force it.
Yep. And Seward's going to be aggressive. They're going to go for a steal, and if they don't get a steal, they're going to act like they're trying to tie it up, but it's probably going to be a foul. So, we got to take care of the ball and be confident out there and drop some free throws in if it comes to that.
And then if you get to the line, you got to hit those free throws.
Yeah, for sure.
So Avila will inbounds. And there, tips off the back of the backboard. Avila gets it again. Now this is a case where I would call a timeout. Yeah, she was trapped down there under the backboard, double teamed. And again, this is where it's a nice thing to have those times out in your back pocket.
I think that ball was tipped off and then went off the back of the backboard, maybe the foam, but it was off them, so it would have been our ball anyway. It's kind of a weird play. You're expecting a whistle, and the girls kind of hesitated.
So now you're probably going to inbounds right basically about the same place that you did. So you've still got that to deal with.
So they had a couple high screens on that one with, I think it was Isabel coming on that far block and wasn't open, and we tried to go over the top to the other post, and that got tipped. So might be looking to do something similar or get it to a guard on the wing.
Just after 6 o'clock Central Time, if you're tuning in to watch the LCS girls varsity game against Seward, that will be coming up after this one. We're finishing up the JV game, 28 seconds to go, and Lincoln Christian with the ball and a 1-point lead, but this one's not anywhere close to being done. Seward's going to try, as we talked about, steal that inbounds pass. If they can't do that, they're going to try to tie things up, and if they can't do that, get a foul and send us to the line, make us earn it there. Into Avila. And she backs out. Hannes now. And a push, and she will go to the free throw line. Foul goes on Greason.
Looks like it'll be a 1-and-1.
So no pressure here, right?
No, not at all.
See, okay, so here comes Miller. This is one where you see this. I see this a lot in college games where at this point, I mean, sometimes they don't leave anybody there to rebound. We still got a lot of time left. But
right. Yeah, you don't want a foul, especially when you've already got 10 fouls and going over the back. And
Hannes makes it, though, and that is a 2-point lead for the Crusaders. And 2 for 2. Boy, talk about ice in your veins, huh?
Never a doubt. She's a lot better free throw shooter than her brother, so thankfully she was on the line.
And Seward now would need a 3 to tie as they trail 45-42, 21 seconds to go.
That first half, they were hitting some threes. I don't know if they've got any this.
They had one early in the third quarter.
When they had their little run there.
Right, and they had 3 in the first half. Lincoln Christian has fired quite a few, but Hannes got a 3 in that second quarter, and that's the only one we've hit tonight. Well, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. We keep talking about the fact we've only had 1 day of practice, but I think win or lose at this point, you got to be pleased with the effort for this team after having only had 1 official practice.
Yep. Yeah, I know the girls they're a little worn out. I think they were before school and after school yesterday, and those conditioning days.
Yep. So actually, that's it. One official day of practice, but it was 2-a-days, right?
Yeah. Do what you got to do. I think they had to figure out who was on what team still.
Right, yeah. Did they could have had their first practice at 12:01 a.m., right?
Right. Get 3 of them in.
Yeah. And Seward tries to save a little time. They get it into Greason. They're going to have to go because if they
get a high hand.
And Greason will try a long 3. Good hustle by Seward to try to save it, but it'll go to LCS. So Lincoln Christian in pretty good shape here, but it's 10 seconds to go.
We're going to use those timeouts, like you said.
Right. So that'll mean LCS has 1 left, right? So.
Yep. So, key here is make good hard cuts, go to the ball, don't be afraid, don't hide behind the defender, get that ball, protect it. They're going to be going after it. You are up 3, so you don't want to have a quick change of possession and foul a 3-point shooter. So you're looking good, but it can turn south here in a hurry. So first thing is just getting the ball in and protecting it.
Lincoln Christian by 3. Hannes with a couple of big free throws to make it that 3-point margin. And it'll be McEwen who'll be throwing it in down under the bucket. Gets it inside to Brester. She is fouled right away. Just about a second goes off the clock. 8.5 seconds left. Brester will go to the line. Autumn Brester with 4 points tonight.
Well, we're keeping our girls on the line, so hopefully we can make one here and take a deep breath.
And that one's too strong, and Seward with the rebound. Now it's loose, and Miller saves it, but she stands on the end line, but that takes up about 3 seconds.
Yeah, that was good. It went from almost fouling to almost getting the rebound there. So
coaches yelling to the Crusader defenders to talk to each other and make sure you know what's going on.
Yep.
And Seward with a quick timeout. That's their last, so they will inbounds about 3/4 of the court down from their basket.
That last three-point attempt that they had a back screen and went over the top with a girl over on that right side for the wing and had an open shot on it. Just came up short, so might look at something similar to that. They had a little bit more time. They could maybe try to get a quick layup and foul, but I think they're out of timeouts, and with only 5 seconds, you could just let the ball bounce even if they made a layup and time would be out. So.
And, Seward temporarily has a student section. I think that's all the boys. The boys' JV game must be over, so that's the boys' JV and varsity players that are sitting over there.
It's nice for them. They get a few people anyway get a support.
And the Crusaders put on a little bit of pressure. You got to be careful. You don't want to foul. And Greason launches
Good
one
shot.
from the corner and misses it. It was on the line, though. It was on target.
Yeah.
But she can't hit, so a good play run by Seward to give them a chance. But Lincoln Christian is going to take the victory. And I think you could call this a hard-fought victory, right?
Yeah, for sure. We'll take it. First game of the year, and assuming that this is Seward's third game, so they had a couple of those jitters already out of them. And, yeah, it's definitely something they can grow on and learn from some mistakes that were made. So good to start with a win.
So unofficially, I've got Annie Heiser finishes with 4, Autumn Brester with 4, 3 for Ava Schneider, 2 for Maddie Harms, 16 for Bree Miller, Katrina Avila with 2, 8 for Taylin Hannes, and 4 for Isabel McEwen tonight. So the Crusaders take it 45-42. That's our girls' JV game. I'm Keith Miles along with Jeremy Hannes, and we will take a break and be back in about 20 minutes or so for the Crusader varsity game. Come on back and join us. Game will probably start, let's say, it's going to be after 6:30, a little bit after 6:30 Central.